I'm broken, and I'm damaged. I always felt when it came to being loved and being accepted, I was always the exception. I'm broken, and I'm damaged. Feel like nobody on this earth understands me, not even my closest family. That's why I'm broken, and oh so damaged. God creates everyone with purpose, but when you suffocated by generational curses, it's hard to breathe life into your life and make your life worth it. Cause you broken, and you damaged. And I know you can't stand it, but I'm here to tell you today to keep standing and keep fighting. Never give up, don't run. Even if you still feel broken and still damaged, better days can and will come. Wordplay.
We in the Ville, man. We're gonna ride around, we're gonna play the album. We're gonna basically get into the why of making this album. I thoroughly enjoyed it myself. You definitely got a couple of bangers on there that's in the daily mix, in the daily rotation. It really is about damn near the whole album.
Word, that's love. That's love.
We're gonna get into this first joint, I'm Broken and I'm Damaged, which is basically a poem. Like what was the reason behind that? Why did you feel like you needed to share that part of your life with us?
Just, I felt like anytime I create a project, I look at it as a movie. So
Right.
How do I want my movie to start? You know, this is, you know, me in my most vulnerable state as far as like the music that I did on this project. So
Right.
I wanted to be totally honest with the listeners before they hear any music. Like, this is where I was at when I made this project.
Right.
These are the emotions that I was feeling during this, you know, 8-month, 9-month period of me recording this project. So
Right.
that's why I wanted to start it out with that. Also, too, letting people know that they're not the only one.
Right.
You know, a lot of people might look at me and be like, man, nah, Luck got it good. You know, he just got married. You know what I'm saying? His life looking good, music doing good. But it's like, I deal with this stuff, man. Stuff that the cameras don't catch. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I just wanted to get that out there to the listeners and just gain their trust.
Basically, man, I feel like people feel like when you talk about being vulnerable and emotional and stuff like that, they look at that as weak.
Facts.
And like, to really be at a place where you feel comfortable enough to share stuff like that, I feel like you have to be at your strongest point.
Yeah.
Because once you're comfortable enough sharing that, and you know, like, this is something you can't use against me because I accept it in myself.
Yeah. I
feel
took
like
that power away from the people.
Don't give up, just 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 don't give up. Yeah. 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 Oh yeah. You can say what you want to, but don't say what you won't do. Don't let your past failures haunt you. Just stay true and make boss moves. Say it, I won't lose. You can do it, nigga. Just don't
Give me some backstory on, first of all, I want to say your range of your abilities musically is crazy to me. Because, you know, I'm an honest person. Like, when I seen you and I think I had heard you on T-Nice. I heard you on one of his tracks. That's the first time I ever really heard of Wordplay Luck. And like, looking at you, I was like, man, he must be a real, like, gutter type rapping ass nigga, man. He just looked like it.
Right.
And then I heard the bars and stuff. I was like, yeah, he one of them niggas. Then I heard a track with you singing on it, and I'm like, this nigga sing? Like, what the fuck is
Right.
So like, hearing this track right here, it was like Rick Ross soulful. You know what I mean? It had that kind of sound. And to hear you coming on there singing like, you can say what you want to, you know what I mean? That shit, I was like, yeah, I'm feeling this. Right. And you give them the bars, like, give me the backstory on that song. Like, why did you write that song, and why did you want it to sound like that?
Like, first, like, you know, going back to the spoken word, like I said, I made this album like the day in the life of a black man with anxiety. So, you know, the spoken word was like me waking up in the morning. That's when sometimes I'm at my lowest.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But then it's like as the day go on,
Fact.
I'm doing things to get myself motivated, to pump myself up. So I want the next track, what you hear is the motivate, you know, me trying to motivate myself for the day.
Right.
So when you hear it, you can say what you want to.
Yeah.
But don't say what you won't do.
Yeah.
You know, don't let your past failures haunt you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just motivating myself and motivating whoever listening to it at the time. That's why when you hear the just don't give up, just don't give up, I kept repeating it because I wanted it to be like an alarm.
Yeah.
So if you listening to it going to work in the morning, you might be at your desk or you might be wherever at the plant working on the line, and that part is in your head.
It's repetitive.
You know what I'm saying? And that might help you get through the next 30 minutes of your shift. You know what I mean? And I wanted it, like you said, like the Rick Ross feel, kind of just that. I wanted it to just sound musical.
Yeah.
I wanted that opener to be very musical. Like, you know, okay, welcome to, you know, this is Luck. This is what he does. You know, welcome to
like that. To that point you made, like when you wake up in the morning, you got your lowest. That hit home just now because it's like you wake up in the morning, like you gotta go to work, like I don't feel like fucking doing this.
I get up 4 o'clock in the morning every morning.
Yeah, I don't wanna. Man, come on. It's like. You can say that. You can say you don't feel like doing it, but don't say you won't do it.
Yeah, don't say what you won't do. Exactly. That is exactly.
Because when you say what you won't do, you kind of putting yourself in the box. You kind of putting yourself in that space like you ain't going no further than this moment.
For sure.
So, you know, that was that point right there hit home, and the fact that the repetitiveness of don't give up, don't give up, don't give up, don't give up. Like keep telling yourself that. I definitely fuck with that track, man. I ain't gonna lie. That's when I first heard it, I was like, this is one of my songs. Like, I gotta have that shit. Like,
right.
All right, man. We gonna get into this next Jones, which is a banger.
Yeah.
This shit.
Oh yeah.
Hey.
Shout out.
You know,
Earl Chavez,
I'm just trying to figure it out.
Oh yeah.
Life that is. Yeah, it is. Yeah. You know it can rain for like a week straight, but that first day of sunlight, it's a beautiful thing. Let go. I fear God, I don't fear niggas. Took some hard times to see life ain't fair, nigga. Indulged in the liquor, I was drunk saying my prayers, nigga. Devil on my.
This song Balance. It was a part of the hook to me when I first heard this. It was 2 lines. I just want to get away, but it's something in this water that make me stay. That part right there is kind of like with my city. I know it's like a love-hate thing for me because I love it so much.
Right.
But I hate that it's still in a box. Like I want to go somewhere where it's more progressive and somewhere where I can, you know, expand and get out there. But it's something here that makes me want to bring it here. So when I heard that part of the joint, that really stood out to me. And it's like you gotta find a balance between the two. That's what I got from it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Hearing the song. Tell me what's your balance and like what are you trying to find or what are you trying to gain from doing this?
Really, the balance that I was talking about necessarily for me personally was the balance of my heart and my mind.
Okay.
The balance of, you know, how I feel and the logical, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes your mind and your heart are against each other. It's like the opposite magnets, you know what I'm saying? You can't put them together, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that it was based off that, and just in everyday life, you have to find a balance of, you know what I'm saying, highs and lows.
Yeah.
Right and wrong, you know, you always just trying to stay level to not lose yourself in different situations.
Facts.
Just going into like with Rome with the hook, like when I wrote the first verse, I was thinking about like, okay, I know I want, you know, just a real strong hook. I sent it to Rome. You know, he's a machine. He sent it back in like 45 minutes. And like I didn't tell him what to write or how to write. I just said, listen to my verse. Yeah. And we talked about it, and that's where it came from. You know, I send my prayers up to Jesus, sending out blessings, hope they reach us. Yeah. It's just like, just in life period. In life period, it's like you're trying to find a way to survive, a way to make a better, better circumstances.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Don't lose yourself too much in anything.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Don't lose yourself too much in anything, because money and fame, you can lose yourself there too, even though that's what we're going for.
Right.
That's something that you can lose yourself there too. So even when we get there, because we speak when now, I'm not saying if.
Yeah,
when we get there, make sure that you always stay back. Remember where we come from.
Yeah.
Remember that, so.
And that survival, man, a lot of people do a lot of things to, some stuff that you normally wouldn't do to, keep yourself afloat.
For sure.
And it's survival for us right now. So you're just trying to keep yourself afloat, but you don't want to not manipulate. You don't want to mess up your core values and trying to find that. So when I hear that song and it's like, I'm trying to find my balance. First of all, the words spoke to me, but the way the song hits when I listen to it, it's that feeling like, when you hear a song and when you was in church and that joke just made you rock like this.
And you just close your eyes and just really be in that moment.
It's one of those, man. So when, I heard the beat beautiful, the hook beautiful, the verses was crazy.
Word.
You and Doc spaz on it. Was like, man,
because I wrote a second verse and I was just like, nah, that's too much me. We need a different perspective. Let me give you a different perspective. And I just kept hearing Doc. You know what I'm saying? I just kept hearing Doc, and I was just like, with his tone of voice, the way how it complemented the beat.
Try your luck. Yeah. Pistol on me and I hollow the tips. Whoa. Yeah. Trendsetter, look how they all follow the drip. Whoa. High class, bad women be all on my tip. Yeah. I turn them on, get them wet, then follow the drip. Whoa.
That shit crazy, bro.
Man,
Why did you name it Hallucinate?
Because in the hook I say, I promise you ain't hallucinating, nigga, I'm real.
Right.
That's anxiety talking to me. So it's just like, we're dealing with stuff that I dealt with, for the years that made me realize how much anxiety I have.
Right.
Recognizing what it was, because at first I didn't know what it was. And dealing with anxiety is just like, okay, your mind is telling you that this is going on with you.
Yeah.
But it's not true. It's been times I went to the doctor because, I'm having chest pains from having an anxiety attack.
Right.
But I'm thinking I'm having a heart attack, or something wrong with my heart, or something wrong with my body, what's going on. But all it was my mind. But my mind is telling me, nah, nigga, I'm real.
That's, what's
I'm
crazy?
Real.
I went to, before we came up to Had Lounge, I was at Benny Starr show at Radio Room.
Yeah.
And a young lady was asking me about, being a creative and like the pressures of it and stuff like that. And she was like, I can never do it. She said, because I have self-imposter syndrome. And I'm like, what is that?
Yeah, what is that?
And she was like, it's when you do things, but you keep telling yourself that you don't belong here and you're not like that and you're not like that. I was like, but you did it though. She was like, I know, but I have to keep telling myself that.
Yeah.
So when I heard that, it made me, when you said, you're not hallucinating, nigga, I'm real. It's like, you gotta tell yourself that you're real when you like, but you do it though. You do it, you show that you're real all the time.
Right.
And sometimes you gotta tell yourself that. I didn't know that was a thing. Like, I didn't know that
I ain't never heard of that before.
Me either. And it was some new stuff that I learned that was just the other night.
Yeah.
And to hear you say that like that, I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
That's really a thing. Like, sometimes you gotta talk to yourself.
You gotta talk to yourself. And you got, I hallucinate, like I said, going in the sequence of the music, hallucinate is me having an anxiety attack. That's why the beat is like that.
Yeah.
Because, it make your heart pump like you having an anxiety attack. So that's what hallucinate was when you put it in the sequence, sonically with this project. That was me having an anxiety attack. So it's like, and then this other dude told me, he said what he got from this song was hallucination. Like, I promise you I'm real. He said, that's God talking to you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm here. I'm here with you.
Yeah.
Through your anxiety attack. And that blew my mind that he got that perspective for him. So really, however you interpret it. But I know for me personally, it was me.
I know you hurtin', I'm hurtin', so tell me what we gon' do, baby, just give me a clue. It's hard to read your mind every time that you mad, I'm just trying to get you out of that mood. No, I was wrong a couple times, no lie, but this time the problem is you. So tell me what we gon' do.
Explain this track to me.
Like I said, this is a project that was specifically for the man. So,
Right.
you know, when you get records like these, you know, it's always mostly is the men's fault.
Right.
You know, in these type of records, but like this time it's just like, okay, when the problem is the female, how are we gonna handle this situation? We already know how this situation usually goes when it's the man.
Right.
So how do we handle it when the problem is you? And basically, like I said, going back into my personal life, dealing with anxiety and things like that, some of my worst anxiety came from when I had arguments with the lady, or you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
with past ladies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's where, because you don't escape that.
Right.
You around this person all the time.
Right.
So it's just like either, and especially now being a husband,
Right.
you know, living with my wife and everything like that, it's just like you can't run from situations. Like, you really have to deal with that shit.
Fact.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
This is different.
you know,
it's different.
It's different, you know, shit. Now for this song, you know, I added a little bit more to it, you know, for taste.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But we all deal with this. Like, you being a good man, you out here working, you trying to make a life for your significant other.
Yeah.
But then he or she's not understanding that.
Right.
You know, they think you out here just, you know, you ain't doing nothing. We bills due, blah blah blah. What are you doing with your life? Blah blah blah. And that, you know what I'm saying? Now you messing with my masculinity. And like I said, this album is about me being vulnerable.
Right.
I don't like when you do me like that.
Yeah.
You're the problem right now, so how are we gonna fix it?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a real subject that a lot of people don't really dive into, because when men not really attack women, but when we call out women for certain things, like, listen, when you say things and question me as a person, like, that beats at my ego a little bit.
For sure.
You know what I mean? That really, it gets to me.
Right.
And I can't go anywhere because we live together. You
Right.
know, we're right here.
So you have to be comfortable enough, or you should be comfortable enough to go to your lady and be like, hey, this make me feel like this. I ain't talking about like being like no little punk or nothing like that, but I should be able to come to you and be like, yo, this is bothering me. That what you're doing right here is bothering me.
You're my safe place.
Come on,
when
bro.
There's compromise. Where do I go?
Come on, bro. I got to deal with stuff outside this house, in this world, in this street, where it's already 2-3 strikes against me when I walk out the door.
Right.
When I come home, you know what I'm saying? My armor's hanging off a little bit. You know, I'm tired. I don't need this shit right now.
I don't need you getting at my weak spot.
I don't need you hitting me while my armor's already hanging off. Don't stab me in that spot you see open.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, and even in the ad-libs, you know, I kept saying in the ad-libs, if people pay attention to it, we ain't talking no more. I said it like 3 times. We ain't talking no more. When it's you, they know time. They know down to the seconds, dates, everything. What you was wearing, how the forecast outside. They know everything.
Yeah.
But I've been in certain situations with females to where when it was them and I'm trying to tell them, oh, I don't remember that. You know what I mean? Things like that. So it's just like, why can't we, you know, handle it the same way when the shoes on, you know what I'm saying? When the shoes on the other foot. So,
right.
Yeah, that record was just, like I say, you know, something that men go through.
Right.
That you could just relate to, you know, and then once again it's just like, damn, okay, he done been through the same shit, you know what I mean? So we able to talk about it.
Oh yeah, I definitely gotta go back. I gotta go back into that track because I listened to it, and really I'm sonically on that song right now. So the sonics, just, you know what I mean, I like it. It's like a vibe. But that's the only way. I didn't really dive deep into it yet.
Oh yeah, for sure. And that's the good thing about this album. I feel like you'll be able to dissect it. You know, it's layers.
Right.
You know, so you're gonna dissect it. You know.
Yeah.
Try your luck, try your luck.
Yeah.
Try your luck, try your luck, try your luck, try your luck, try your luck,
Yeah.
try your luck.
Don't turn me down, nigga, I really got more to say. Yeah, I woke up this morning, I'm thanking the Lord today. Yeah, I told all my niggas I'm ready for war today. Yeah, I told all my niggas I'm ready for war today. Yeah, I've been on the road, they can't outdo me, dawg. Rolling with some animals, Azuki, dawg. These girls, they ain't loyal, need a new freak, dawg. Cuff your crush, give that girl a new leash, dawg.
How you felt when you made that track? What was your headspace when you made that song?
Really, how that song transitioned, like I say, sequence off of Problem Is You. I made it look like after you have a issue with your female, or just in life general, you have a situation going on, you feeling bad about it, you have two choices. Either you gonna stay in it and be sad, or you gonna be like, you know what, fuck it.
Yeah.
You know what, fuck it. Now I'm on some other shit right now. You know, now it's a fight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's a fight now. That's why, you know, I told all my niggas I'm ready for war today. Yeah, like this me, I'm ready to fight now. I'm about to show niggas. Because it's just like, you have so many, we have so many like times where it's just like you're quiet. I'm quiet. You know, I don't say nothing. I don't like to cause too much ruckus, but it's just like, nah, this time like I'm letting my nuts hang. You know what I'm saying? Like I got more to say. Don't turn me down. You can't keep me quiet no more. I don't want to be quiet no more. You know, I done let niggas have their moment. You know what I mean? Just that's that mindset, you know what I'm saying? I'm a competitor when it comes to this. It's friendly competition, you know what I'm saying? But I'm still a competitor. You know, I always look at myself as the underdog because it keep me hungry. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, more to say is just that record, me just on my bully. It's another anxiety moment. You know, but all anxiety is not bad anxiety. This anxiety is kind of more like on some motivational shit. Like, I'm feeling the pressure, but I'm using it to get to that next level, you know what I'm saying? So that's what more to say really is for me.
That's what I truly felt there. It's like, man, I got some shit that I got to get off. You know what I mean?
I'm here. This was right after Nipsey passed too. This was like a week after Nip passed, and it was just like, you know, I feel like he had more to say. You know, it just, his life got taken. You know what I mean? So it's just like, while I'm here on this earth, we on borrowed time. While I'm here on this earth, dog, you about to, you know what I mean? Because I don't know when my time is. So I'm going to do everything I can in the time that God gave me.
Excuse me, love, pardon me. It's just a part of you startled me wholeheartedly. You're the breath of fresh air that makes my heart beat. Without you, I feel weak. With you, I feel complete. With a million fans in the stands, all I see is you in that one seat. As I penetrate deep inside of you, I release. Now a heart beats inside of you that resembles me.
They be pumping it out.
Before you snatch my soul that's filled with love and gold, the love we then planted with stars.
You make me a better man. Girl, you like a peppermint to me. A breath of fresh air that I need. A breath of fresh air that I breathe. You making me a better.
This track, Peppermint, I like the reference of a breath of fresh air, because when she pop that peppermint, it's like,
you like, you know what I'm saying, you fresh, you know, you fresh. Feel rejuvenated.
So you went from the track earlier where, you know, sometimes, you know, the lady can be the problem, and that's,
I'm glad you caught me.
That's detrimental to you know, your ego and your, you know what I mean, because that's supposed to be a safe place. But then, you know, you go into a state where it's like, you know, I'm not gonna let that break us or break me. I got some more to do. I got to go there. I got to talk my shit. I got to, you know, get back. And then you come back to her and it's like, but you're a part of that process that helped me get to that point.
I like that. I definitely like that.
That's where I caught, you know what I mean? Because, you know, I've had my share of women and stuff.
For sure.
But then you had that one lady that you that breath of fresh air that I needed. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't be, even though we have our, you know, our problems and stuff. That's what I caught from it. But explain to me, like, your mind state of, like, giving her that validation, like, even though.
It's really, like I say, Problem Is You. I'm glad that you caught those two. And put them together like that, because that's how I did Problem Is You first.
Right.
Like in the recording process, and I made Peppermint. Peppermint was one of the last ones I made.
Right.
And I put those two together in my mind like that because it wasn't me going to her like, hey, we need to work this out. This is her coming to me. This is her realizing, you know what, damn, he really is out here trying to make a better life for us. He's really out here, you know what I'm saying? I don't have to worry about him doing certain things that other women have to worry about their man doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So she comes back to you.
Okay.
She calls you, or however it happens. She cook you dinner. You know, she got that dress on. And she like, you know what, baby, I know that you working. I know that you trying to do it. I apologize. Sometimes all we want is just that apology, bro. Like, I apologize. You know, that meaningful one. Right. I apologize. You know, I'm your rider. I'm gonna be with you while you going through this journey, and I'm that soldier that's on the front line with you.
Right.
So now it's just like, oh, that was, you know, just a relief, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and the thing is, you made me a better man. When you give me that kind of encouragement, that boost, I feel like I can go out here and tackle anything in the world.
Facts.
Shit. I don't care what y'all think. My girl think I'm the shit.
Positive,
you know what I mean?
Reinforcement.
Yeah.
Man. You know what I mean?
You know, and like my wife is that to me. You know what I'm saying? That's what she does for me.
Right.
Like coming out here now, like she make sure baby, make sure you up so you can go meet Jason.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you got to do this. This album time. This your role. You know what I mean? She giving me that kind of pump. Don't worry about me. I got I got the house taken care of.
Right.
You know, so that's what Peppermint really was. That's really my diced pineapples. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, putting the spoken word with Peas. He's a magician with the words.
Right.
Zabo Gotti is a all around player.
Yeah.
He can do anything. You know what I'm saying? So that record is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Out of
when I heard it, the first time I heard it, and I was like, Peppermint. When I seen the track list, I seen Peppermint.
Right.
I was like, I wonder where he going with a song called Peppermint. And you know what I mean? Yeah. And then he was like, girl, you like a peppermint. And I was like, okay. And the next line, you like a breath of fresh air to me. I said,
that I breathe. Yeah.
I said, yeah. I said, I like that, Flip.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah. I'm fucking with that Peppermint, bro. I ain't gonna lie, that's probably a lady favorite right there.
Oh yeah, you know, you gotta get a lady.
You gotta give them one.
Gotta give them one. They deserve that.
Facts. This next song, I'm just gonna play it, and I just.
Yeah. Shut up. Woo. Shut up. Yeah. Bitch, please pipe down while I'm talking. I don't wanna hear excuses. What you say, you sound foolish. I don't wanna hear you, bitch. Please pipe down while I'm talking. I don't wanna hear drama. I'm just trying to get these commas. So I don't wanna hear you, bitch. Please pipe down while I'm talking. I don't really wanna hear you now.
Tell me, first of all, that's so hard as hell.
Thank you, bro.
That's so hard as hell. The first time I was like, talk your shit. Talk your shit.
I had to.
Then
This record almost didn't make the project. This was the last song. I added it.
I would have Donkey Kong if I heard this song afterwards.
After the
and
fact.
you tell me it didn't make the album.
Bruh, like kind of a quick little backstory.
Yeah,
like it's two stories.
Tell me this shit.
I work at BMW. You know, I audit cars, so sometimes I had to take the cars out the plant. And it's this dude, man. Shout out Ty Graves. He the one that made this beat. He from Spartanburg, South Carolina.
Yeah.
He's getting into producing.
Yeah, I know.
So shout out him first and foremost. But he was working at the truck gate, you know, where he had to come take my information. So I seen him, and like he just came up and he was just like, "Look, I got a beat for you, bro." And I was just, you know, me, I'm like, okay, I'm wrapping up the album. You know, I'm getting ready for rollout. But I was just like, you know, okay, you know, I like to, you know, help out, you know, and at least give somebody a fair listen.
Facts.
I gave him my email. He sent it to me. I ain't listened to it like 3 days before I listened to it. Then I happened to listen to it one day, and I was just like, oh my God. So instantly shit just started, you know what I mean? When I'm able to freestyle right off jump with it, I'm like, okay. And then once I caught that hook, and I was like, oh my God, in that first verse, and I said, yup. this gotta go.
Yeah.
This gotta go. So I hit him up, told him, I said, bro, you made the album, you know. Also, what was going on, why I was talking my shit like that, because I was in a space where, you know, I was feeling like niggas was certain creatives, certain spaces, certain group of people were doing things for their group of people, not respecting, you know what I'm saying, certain people, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna get too much, but you know, it was a certain amount of people. That's why you heard what I said, you know, Frankie Zombie told me, say, fuck it, Luck, talk to him reckless. I'm using all facts to send out a message. A lot of creatives don't fuck with my message.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people say congrats and be jealous.
Yeah.
So that's me really just letting people know. It's like, I see you, bro. Like, I see you, miss.
Yeah.
And I want you to know that the people that I'm talking about probably know exactly that I'm talking about.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Because they know how it was. I'm not coming to your event because I know how you are. You don't really care.
Yeah.
You say that you care on the surface, but you're not really out here trying to touch the city like you say you are.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's, and I was already, that was in my mind, so I just felt that, I felt God was just like, okay, you need to get this out. So here, we're going to set this guy up to give you this beat. Boom, here you go. So
a lot of stuff going around here, man. I'm a very observant person. And I peep a lot of stuff. I even feel like if my intuition tell me something, be like, hey man, you know what I mean, such and such is not genuine with you like that. I'll start watching them.
Yeah, for sure.
And you know what I mean? Sure. Like my gut tell me something, I start watching you now, and I peep your moves and stuff like that.
I have major trust issues.
Yeah.
I don't trust pretty much nobody, you know what I'm saying, to a certain extent. And it's me, some certain places that I be, certain things that I go to support, I don't feel comfortable.
Right.
I feel like I don't belong there. You know what I mean? I'm not treated, I don't really care. You don't gotta roll out no red carpet for me. I don't care about that. But sometimes just talking to people, like how me and you can talk, is a genuine talk.
Yeah.
But some people like awkward, like, you know what I mean? Like they don't really want to talk to you, but they know that they need to.
Facts.
You know what I mean? I'm like, that ain't.
Stay in a good lane with him so I can, you know.
Just in case
right.
You know what I mean? But it's just like, whatever somebody's doing that's dope in the city, certain people try to latch onto it.
Right.
When they're doing good. But you know, it's like, okay, you didn't see the potential in this person before the big shit started happening.
Facts.
But you say you so in love with the city and you want to see, you know what I mean? And it's just,
that's why I'm skeptical to work with a lot of people, and that's why I've always voiced, like, I don't work with people unless we have a genuine connection first. Because if I don't, like, at this point, like me getting on somebody, if somebody hit me up, unless you paying me, you know, if you paying the night, I'll do a feature. But like if you just come to me like, Jay, I need a verse, you know what I mean? I'll be like, all right, but I don't really got no connection with you. Like the song can't be like that if there's no chemistry.
Right.
So there's no need in me wasting time, and that goes with going to events, supporting people. I want to support everybody, but you know what I mean? Too. But if I don't know you and I don't got the feel of you, I don't got the feel of your events, like I'm not going to genuinely be there. I'm going to just be there, you know what I mean? Because anybody that's seen me at performances, I'm always in the front.
Exactly.
I'm always
Same
rocking. It's always because I genuinely like the people that I support.
Right.
And I don't mind showing that. I don't hide it. I go to bat for anybody. That's why, you know, that passion comes out first. Then sometimes they be like, Jay, man, you gotta chill out. I'm like, nah, man,
you be hitting them. So I be like, yo, what is he doing? They don't say that, Jay, but you know, in a way, I talk to James about it all the time. You know, I said, bro, it's coming from a real place from him. You know what I'm saying? It's really coming from a real place, and it's just like maybe his approach wasn't right, but the message is it makes sense. Like I understand where you're coming from.
I've never said anything from a hateful place. Like I don't hate anybody. I don't hate anything. If I don't like it, I just don't gel with it like that. But I've never said anything from a hateful place. Like I want somebody to lose. Like if you winning, man, I appreciate it. Even if I don't like your stuff, if you win, hey bro, congrats on that. That's real, man. Because a lot of people don't get that opportunity.
Facts.
But it's never from a hateful place. So
it's so hard to make it out when the people that you're around constantly keeping you down. When you doing good, niggas don't make a sound, but when you make a mistake, them same ones talk about you pretty loud. Yeah.
And also it was me telling
I'm just a vessel, trying to help you. Let's go.
Waking up every day, gotta make this shit work.
And that goes into everything else.
I try to tell all my homies to know they work, know they work. When we die in these streets, put our face on the shirt, yeah.
So, tell me why you picked this song to be the outro, why you wanted to take them out with that message.
Is hearing everything from the spoken word up to shut the fuck up. It's like you seen what was going on in my life.
Right.
But no matter what's going on in your life, no matter your struggles or whatever, you gotta keep pushing on.
Yeah.
So this is me telling, you know what I'm saying, with the hook, you know, waking up every day, gotta make this shit work. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Try to tell all my homies to know they work. This is me specifically talking to my brothers.
Right.
I'm talking to my brother. If any nigga that I care about that hold a place in my heart, I wrote this for them. I shed tears writing this song.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be hard for me to perform this record.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how personal this record is to me, because it felt like I was doing something for my homies. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, I hope y'all hear me. You know, a lot of this, I wrote this song after I saw the Higher video with Nipsey Hussle, with DJ Khaled.
Right. That's your hard, yeah.
And just hearing that, and like I said, you know, Nipsey was somebody that I've been following since 2011.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, consistently following. You know, and just what he was trying to do and what he was trying to teach, you know, his homies, you know, the youth, you know what I'm saying? The gangsters, street niggas, gang members.
Facts.
You know what I mean? He had something that was just amazing, that he was trying to get to, you know, that goal. And, you know, rest in peace, he wasn't able to. So this was me just like, again, tomorrow's not promised.
Yeah.
So while I'm here, I gotta tell my homies how I feel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hopefully that they hear it. So even
They
if you're going down
Why they can smell
you know what I'm saying? Even if you might be going down a wrong road, bro, like, you know, with the violence and stuff that's going on in Spartanburg.
Right.
You know, these young kids not seeing 25, bro.
Right.
I know a lot of these guys. You know what I'm saying? I know they brothers. I know they sisters. I know they mamas.
Right.
So it's just like, bro, know your worth. Understand things, you know what I'm saying? You know, and even in the verses, you know, why we got so much hate in our blood. Why we have so much faith in these drugs. This shit is killing us, you know, at the end of the day. But I know that people that deal with anxiety, deal with depression, deal with stuff, that's certain things that they go to. So it's just like, okay, let me see if I can give you a different type of medication.
Right.
This what that whole album was for. And leaving you with that. So now, when you hear it and that next song don't come on, you in a state of like, you sitting there like, damn. Like, for that next 15 to 20 seconds, you like,
it made sense to me, because if you like me, I keep stuff on repeat. Like, I keep it looping.
Mm-hmm.
When I hear that song, it's like, keep pushing on, keep pushing on, keep pushing on, and then you loop back to, I'm broken, I'm damaged, and people can look at that and be like, he went from here to here, and if I need it again, I can go back to a place. I can go to that dark place that I was once in, and I'm not scared of it anymore. Right. It's like you get to the end, and it's like, I've accepted it. This is who I am. This is where I am in life. But I beat it, and I'm getting through it. And then, you know what I mean, people will get back to that beginning and be like, I can go back and tap into that space, but I use it for a different purpose. Like, for me, with November 9, I could, you know, listen to that, and then when it looped back to the beginning and it's back in my sister, I can listen to that and not be as hurt. It still hurt, you know. Yeah. But not as hurt. I can listen to it and be like, I needed to hear that and get back, you know what I mean, get back to that space where it's not scary for me no more. It's not scary for me to do. Like, if I get in a rut now, I get to a dark place, it's like, I've been here before. Yeah. You know what I mean?
It's familiar.
It's familiar. So now, like, I can maneuver a little different in there. This whole album, man, I ain't gonna lie, it was like it was like me listening to my album all over again. You know what I mean? It was one of those albums you listen to and it's like, damn, you get to the depths of somebody's soul. You know what I mean? I felt like I was you listening to this album.
Right.
You know what I mean? I
and that's how I felt listening to 9. I said, yo, he really gave you, you know, him in the rarest form. You know what I'm saying? I was telling people, I said, man, that's one of the most cohesive projects that I've heard. You know what I'm saying, from the area. So. Right.
But man, we here. Wordplay Luck.
You know it.
You heard it here. Ride and vibe with your boy Dollar.
You know it.
No luck needed. All streaming platforms, you can go get that. Links will be in the bottom, wherever. Go listen to that. Get that healing, man. I'm telling you, our black brothers need to be able to share their stories and be okay with that.
And if you see me out, man, run up on me, man. If you got an iPhone, I got this right on my phone, the QR code. So it don't take but 5 seconds, man, and you can listen to it on your way home. Shout out Jason, man, for this, for real, man. He just showed me some spots in Greenville I ain't even know existed. You know, rolling around, I feel a little bit smarter now. I feel like I can maneuver through the Ville better, man.
We ride.
It's love.
We out.
Pistol on me and I hollow the tips. Whoa, yeah. Trendsetter, look how they all follow the drip. Whoa, high class, bad women be all on my tip. Yeah, I turn them on, get them wet, then follow the drip. Whoa, I'm too up, can't lay down. I'm too real, can't play round. You not main, gotta leave now. I'm the new wave in the sea now. They see now. I promise you.